searching my phone almost all through the week. On the 10th of March 2015, I finally received the kind of email I've been waiting for. We refer to your participation in XYZ, and it was from Sterling Bank. We refer to your participation in XYZ. We are excited to inform you that you have been selected to, and I truly hope that you receive that kind of email soon. When I received that email, it was the beginning of a journey for me. As a computer science graduate who had branched into different things, I really didn't know what to expect in the banking industry. But here I was, in the banking industry. The first 5 years of my career, I was promoted 3 times. And I actually looked back and told myself, what is it about me that made me earn those promotions? And what is it about not just me, other people that make them move forward fast? You know, you were going to be hearing about Industry 5.0. Some years ago, it was Industry 4.0. Industry 1.0 was about mechanization, 2.0 was about mass production, and the industries keep changing. The next time you come, it might be Industry 6.0. But what I'm about to talk to you about very, very briefly today is, in a changing world, there are principles that do not change. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to share 5 of them very quickly, but not before I encourage you to adopt what I call first principles thinking. First principles are the basic principles that whether you were born in 1990 or like my son who turns 1 tomorrow will be having his first job in very many years to come, it remains the same for everyone. First principles, they are basic truths that do not change. And I'm hoping to leave 5 of them with you today if you want to have a rewarding career. The first of them is what you see here. It is you. You are the person who will remain constant even in the face of all the change. And what it means for you is that you must take charge of your career. You cannot take a spectator seat, you cannot take the back seat in your career. You have to be the CEO of this thing called career. And when I talk about that, I'm saying that those who have a rewarding career took charge of their career, they continue to invest in themselves. In a social media world that encourages you to put up a front for people, where you continually ask, is it giving? It is giving. Is it giving what it's supposed to give? The real question is, are you giving? Because until you take charge of your career, nothing will really change. So you need to continuously invest in yourself. You need to learn. You actually need to take care of yourself like you care about yourself. Because many people are now caring about so many other people and forgetting themselves. You need to take care of yourself like you matter. And really it was Jim Rohn who says that in life we're going to all suffer one kind of 2 pains. We're going to suffer one of 2 kinds of pain. Either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. You taking charge of your career means that you're going to be disciplined. And it's going to show in how you show up for yourself every single day. We want magic to happen. Maybe when the deputy governor walks in here and just sees me and says, you have a job. That's not how a rewarding career happens. It happens in the small interactions with you every single day. So you are the changing factor. You are the key factor. When someone recommended me to my former boss, I worked as the executive assistant to the MD CEO of Sterling Bank before I pivoted into my new role now. I never saw him before someone recommended me to him. And it was just because somebody saw me and thought that there was something about me. And he mentioned my name. He or she, I don't know who the person is until today, mentioned my name. It's because of those key things about how I've invested in myself and how I show up every day. Now the second thing is that you must be adaptable. You have heard Industry 5.0. You have heard about AI, robotics, and what have you. More change is coming, and you must adapt. Life is not a straight line. Many of us expect to go from here to here to here. I'm sorry to disappoint you. You might have to start somewhere and then go to where you do not expect. But what I hope that you're going to do is that as you're moving along, collect real experiences. Whether you earn 40,000 naira after your NYC job, make sure that you are doing something that gives you a real experience. Kemi Solomon is the CEO of Goldman Sachs, and he's a CEO by day and a DJ by night. It's because life is not a straight line. We're not our ties and our suits. We're different things in the body. So you need to be sure that whatever change will come, you have to be adaptable. I don't care whether Nigeria happens or not. You need to prepare yourself that I'm not going to be reading my life. Life is not going to ride me. I'm going to ride life instead. I will take opportunity and I will not be innovative. That is what I'm truly hoping that you're going to make a decision as you live here today. Because you don't want this code you are feeling here to be for nothing. Okay, the third thing is that solve problems. Everybody who had a rewarding career they had this principle in mind. They solve problems. Even better, they solve difficult problems. The problems that people do not want to solve today, they're everywhere around us. Your career, if you want it to be rewarding, can never go away from this principle. And remember, we're talking about principles that do not change from year to year, from industry to industry. You need to solve difficult problems. There are people who, and when it comes to solving difficult problems, you need to consistently get into the mind of a creator. Live, social media, and what have you, have tweaked us to be people who are consistently consuming. We want to collect and collect. We're looking for giveaways. We hope that some magic will happen. We want to consume what others have created. But as soon as you tweak that and you become a creator and you're pouring into the world instead, something significant happens to you that transforms your career. And I hope that's where you're going to get to. When we go to number 4, this thing here says that we are all nuts. I don't mean that we are crazy. I actually mean that we are all humans. When it was 1855, it was actually human. They say that work will not be done by human again. Well, I don't know. But what is constant is that whether work is not done by human, work will continually be done for humans. And it means that you have to be human. And I'm not writing here network. The reason why you don't see network on the board is that I don't want you to think about throwing your cards at people or taking selfies with people who are very important and posting on your social media. I'm saying be human so that you understand that at the core of it, everyone you meet is a human. So the core principles of self-respect, of respect for others, of humility, they apply whether in 1990 or even in 2027 to come. So when you talk to people, don't think that I'm a Gen Z, so I'm a rebel talent. I don't care who you are. You are not going to get very far with that attitude. Every principle, everyone who built a rewarding career understood this, that people still appreciate respect, that people still appreciate generosity, that people are human at the very core of it. And what makes us all human is what technology is trying to build upon. So be human, build real relationships, understand that the more you understand people management, the better it is for you. Finally, I say find X. And you say, why are we talking about a mathematics variant? A variable in a world where I'm trying to teach you to stay with the constant truth. It's because X can change from one person to the other. For me as a Christian, my faith in Jesus Christ is my X. Because I understand that that's what keeps me grounded. That's my competitive strategy. And so for you, X might be faith, X might be family, X might be friend, X might be your competitive strategy, X might even be a higher purpose. But everyone who built a rewarding career, they had something that they were looking up to. They had something that kept them grounded. They had something that they never took their eyes away from. So they had that mind to keep going. So really, if you have read all of this and you did not really take all the points, I truly hope you understand that the starting point is you who are sitting here. That you cannot build it like Mr. Tembekaya said until you build you. And I hope that you show up for yourself every day like you did today. Thank you very much. If you are taking my word seriously to show up for yourself, I just need one person to come quickly and tell me the 5 points I've gone through. I have a little gift for you, and I will present it to you right away.
an opportunity and I have to grab it. The 5 things she said is, number 1 of it is you. You, for instance, you are just, okay. Number 2 is adaptability. Third one is solve a problem. The fourth one is be you. And the last is find evidence.
Very sharp guy. Please put your hands together for the motivational speaker.
In fact, I think she needs a standing ovation. If your legs are not tired, please. Make it loud. Make it loud. Make some noise. Thank you.
She's actually stirring. Do you agree? Where were all of you? Where were you since? The next speaker is gonna speak like this as well. I can guarantee you. Put your hands together if you believe with me. Put your hands together if you agree.
I feel like everyone in this hall, our consciousness has been awakened, right? Yes, now we know that it is you. It is you, it is you. Okay.
The next topic to talk on is learning for the work. She is the head Learning and Development Webmabank PLC. Put your hands together for Mrs. Oluwaferonmi Owolabi.
Everyone, this gentleman just set me up by saying I would speak like the previous person. So please help me clap for me first. Let's hype me a bit, because now I'm nervous. Alright, fantastic. My name is Oluwaferonmi Owolabi. The topic is actually learning for the future of work, and to me it's very contradictory. And I'll tell you why. How am I supposed to teach you to learn for a future I can't see? Can anyone tell me? Okay, I don't see any answers. I don't know. So in essence, I don't know what to say to you. I have absolutely nothing. Put my phone down, told them to shut my slides, but then I'll share a few things that I think learning can help you with. The first thing is a lot of people went through their lives and at some point you heard stop playing and read your books. True or false? And then you get into the corporate world and then they tell you, I need you to be creative and innovative. True or false? And then they will slap all these courses on you, they'll send you on training and they'll expect you to make magic happen. So what really is this learning about? The first thing I will tell you is that with no disrespect to the educational sector, it is impossible for any career, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years plus an extra 5 if you went through strike, to prepare you for a future that nobody can see. So those things, like the previous speaker had said, will help you focus on certain things, their first principles. And I actually do agree with a lot of what she said. But when you're looking at that future, the future is exactly what she said. The future starts with you. And I'll tell you why. There's a singular concept called self-awareness. She called it X, I call it a superpower. What is your superpower as a person? That ultimately starts to shape where you want to be, where you want to go, what trajectory you want to plug yourself into, how you want to learn. And then if you now look at the singular factor that a degree will not tell you where to go or who to be, or position you for that job that will give you everything you need, it means that you need a deeper sense. And in that deeper sense lies one simple principle: learn to play. So if I were honestly to tell you what is the one thing that would prepare you for the future of work, I would tell you to flip the system, to change it and to go back to your inner child and actually learn to play. Why do I call it play? Because when you play, you learn to look. You like to watch things. You learn to listen. You learn to feel. And feeling is empathy. And empathy is the basis of everything that we do. Sales, customer experience, marketing, business, product development. And then when you feel, you make better decisions. And when you do that, the next step is to learn to learn. Because a lot of people are looking for what to learn, but people don't know how to learn. And then when you learn to learn, the problem is you now need to unlearn what you learned. So learning to learn is about learning to learn in itself, learning to unlearn, and learning to relearn. I'm very fortunate. I'm a millennial. So I think I was born in good times. Are there other millennials here? Please raise your hands. Hyper small. We're growing old, but we're not quite there yet. For those of us that are millennials, a lot of us saw typewriters, true of us. And then we saw computers with dial-up internet access, the one that you press the phone, it will ring, you wait. And then most of us learned to type, unlike the Gen Zs, on something called Typing Tutor or Mavis Speaking. We had to take a course to learn how to type. My 2-year-old can use YouTube better than me sometimes. In fact, I'll tell you the simple story. One day, I played something, and every time I left the room, I heard something else playing, and I couldn't believe it until I actually saw him mouse over, and I was wondering, because he can't read or write. Which says something. The principles of play drive adaptability, another core principle embedded in learning. And in that adaptability, it means that you have the flexibility to latch onto the only thing that defines the future of work, change. Because whether it is Industrial Revolution 1, 2, 3, 4, or 10, something is changing. That is the reason the number is changing. And the only way to learn how to change is to be flexible. In being adaptable, the first principle is to learn how to fail. And yes, I said it fail. All our parents came first. In all their classes, in all the stages of education. Please do not believe their report. Go and ask them for it. But in failing, it's also a design thinking principle. And design thinking is now the core of business that says fail fast. Every time you fall down, get up again, because that's another lesson and another way not to do it. Fail quickly and fail often. And then when you do that, you can now start to explore the tools, the platforms, the systems, the technologies that we have available to learn. Because if you go to the corporate sector, you hear everyone say we have a corporate university. That's my biggest bubble at work. I run a corporate university called Purple Academy. We have 6 beautiful schools and a faculty and dean. All we're trying to do is to get people to do better work. And if those people were unique, and those people understood their inner selves and were willing to, or are willing to latch onto their inner mindsets to play, to explore, to connect, to deepen their knowledge by themselves, because when you are playing, you never want to stop. But why do we want to stop working? Why do you want to leave work to go on training, to eat tea break and lunch for those of us in the corporate sector and carry takeaway back and close at 3 o'clock? So the future of learning in itself for me is play, but in that play, it's living. It's taking every day as an opportunity to learn. Learning is not an instant or an occurrence. Learning is the air you breathe. And I typically would say that as long as you want to keep going, as long as you want to keep thriving, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my timer, yes. Don't stop breathing. Because the moment you stop learning, you start to die. So if I were to leave you with one thing, enjoy your play dates with yourself. Have a wonderful day.
Our speakers are on fire. Put your hands together for Mrs. Faromi Obolabi. Wow. How come we got those fire bands at the end of the show? Well, the next speaker is fire as well. Mrs. Obolabi caught fire from Mrs. Tijani, and I'm sure Mrs. Mary Aino, ACIB, is going to do the same. If you agree with me, put your hands together. She is the chairperson, CIBN Canada branch. She will be joining us online. And of course, she will be talking about exploring the dynamism in banking. Put your hands together for her, please. You've got 5 minutes.
Good morning, everyone. Or afternoon, wherever you are. It is morning. I feel the pressure needs to get quickly going because I think I'm the one starting to hear your lunch. A big thanks to the charity of Nigeria for this wonderful event. It's been enlightening and quite timely, given where the world is taking us. I do remember walking into my first branch as a child, getting my first passport with my partner, which I had to bring to the branch every time there's a legal transaction. And I wonder, with everyone in the crowd, everyone knows what a passport is. I guess no one would call mobile banking today. As Ezra mentioned, I sit as the chairperson of the Chartered Institute Banker Canada branch.
Kenny Black has done well in the industry, comedy, for instance. What gives you inspiration?
I would say it's God Almighty, and my love for music, basically, my love for making people happy, and that's what inspires me. I like to see people happy, and especially it makes me happy when I'm responsible for it. I think that's my inspiration.
Comedy is part of innovation. You think of ideas. Do you think Nigerian youth are innovating enough?
Yeah, so we are. I think we are the most creative in the whole world. If you want to know how creative we are, just have data. For technology, to comedy, to music, to acting, to creating so many ideas, script writing. In fact, I just saw a video of a young boy, I think from the north or something, who created a mini plane that could fly. What innovation are you looking for if that is not innovative enough? So I think we are, and I think that this initiative is an amazing one to waken the Gen Z. We the Gen Z, we need to be awake because some of us are sleeping. We have so many ideas, we have so many creativity, but we don't have that push. We need this kind of speakers to speak to us so that they can channel all this energy into our head and we can be able to bring out what we have.
Yeah, what more than what is going on now should be done to encourage our youth?
I think this should be done, I don't know, I think it's done annually, but we need to encourage other people to also do something like this. This should not just be once in a year. This should be, a therapy session. A lot of people have these creative ideas, but they have the belief that I must have the money to be able to achieve it. Meanwhile, sometimes it's not the money you need, it is the connection. You need the connection, you need the right set of people to work with. So in places like this, you never can tell who you will meet. So I think we should encourage more people to come for events like this, do more events like this. Some of them are not even listening to the speakers, but meet somebody that will change their life. You never can tell who is sitting close to you. So I think more of this should be done.
Lastly, Alibaba is being celebrated for building the comedy industry. Yeah. What are you doing in your own aspect?
Well, I'm presently building my own generation comedians, and especially the music comedy industry part. I'm trying to make sure that the music comedy industry part is not a genre of comedy that will come and go. I'm trying to build the music comedy industry part so that it is a genre that will stay alongside stand-up industry. So presently, I'm working on some comedian that I love so much to be able to shoot some specials for them. So just watch out for it. You'll love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Another example of my function can be explained using when you log into your application and it looks like it's different and it looks like something has happened or it's a better fit for you. The colors have changed, the way you look at it is
want to make a career in banking, they say they don't want. My name is Dr. Ken Opara, President and Chairman of Council of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. Essentially, the Generation Net Forum is aimed at empowering and inspiring the younger ones to actually build interest in banking services. We noticed that there's a lack of interest and a dwindling membership base on the part of the younger ones, the next generation of people. You ask younger ones, do you want to make a career in banking? They say they don't want. And so because of that paucity, we felt that there's need to build the platform that will inspire them, empower them, and also help them to build interest in banking and financial services industry. So Net Forum is basically the program targeted to the young ones, the millennial, the Gen Z. It's going to hold on the 3rd of August, this 2023. And the major thing is that it's a forum that provides a networking platform, a mentoring program, an educational program, an entrepreneurship program. Different sets of experts, different subject matter experts will be available. We'll be able to have those that will be providing motivational speech program. We'll also have people talking on entrepreneurship program. We'll also have those in the IT space, the fintech area, where disruption is also happening as much as possible. It promises to be a whole lot of activities that will help to inspire and empower the younger ones. Of course, there will be boot clinic, there will be various programs lined up to excite the young ones. We expect that over 5,000 people will be in attendance. Of course, the governor of Lagos State is going to be there to flag off the program as much as possible. So I look forward to
that exists with the technology that enables the banking function that we can check out. And to be brief, I want to leave you with some of the things. One is, we are a curious generation. I identify as a millennial, and that's the Gen Z with us. It is important that while we are improving ourselves and learning and growing, that the older generations also adapt to our ways of working. This partnership, I feel, is essential to everything we'll be discussing today. And while learning is encouraged, opportunities also needed. It is not enough to just mention. Our generations also need to be given the opportunities to grow. In my career journey, I have often been told that I wouldn't do something, or I didn't have the requisite experience. But everyone else was given a chance as not being someone by giving me that opportunity. The earlier speaker spoke about design principles of thinking fast. And it really speaks to allowing experimentation and learning while trying to reach a goal. If you don't get it right the first time, you learn from it. And leaders are needed in a personal environment where it's encouraged to fail fast, fail quickly, and keep it moving. And to my generation, the Gen Zs, do it unafraid. There's a popular hockey saying that says, you lose all the shots you don't take. Thank you.
And as much as possible, I would like to just point our focus on the trends, right, that we see happening in the financial sector, especially in Nigeria. Technology, and it's important, and I know that for some people it's kind of scary also to see what the adoption of technology will do to us as individuals and as talents. Now, from the audience, I can see that I have a lot more candidates and talents and people that work in the bank themselves and not representing the bank or the financial sector. So I will speak to you as a talent in the financial sector. And here is why. AI is a leveler. It means that it is very possible to train a machine what you are doing today. Very easy to train a machine what you are doing today. All right? What is that thing that will set you apart? And I'm here to tell you, or there are things that you know already, and that is soft skills. As young man, we've been for a long time, for 14 years now. One thing I see day in, day out, as a feedback from employers, is I meet a lot of candidates, they are good on paper, but they are unemployable. It's so interesting, and I don't know if it's something that you have experienced before, either when you're trying to search for a job or maybe you're trying to grow within your career. So as much as I would love to tell you that having a good profile, learning art skills, understanding the intricacies of the financial sector, and all the many things that we have had today, get you at the door, some things will keep. And that's what I'm going to focus on in the next 3 minutes. Now, you are in the room, you've gotten your foot at the door. Effective communication is something AI will not take away from you. It is important, as simple as it is, at the base of it, it's important for you to understand that it is not just communication, but effective communication. That is one ingredient in your career, irrespective of what sector, but most importantly in the financial sector, that will keep you in your job. Effective communication. AI cannot take that away from you. A second